Okay, I'm here today with Matthias from Asset Dash, the CEO and co-founder. Asset Dash is a platform for tracking investments and earning rewards. Welcome, Matthias.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you on. I'd love to dive into all things Asset Dash. I'd love to get your take on loyalty programs in Web3, on rewards. But before we dive into those juicy topics, can you give us a bit of a background around yourself and how you got into the crypto world?
Yeah, totally. So I first got into crypto 7 or 8 years ago. First, personally investing, and then for me, anything I'm passionate about, I actively find a way to get involved from a career standpoint. So this was around like 2016, 2017. Started, a few Telegram channels where I would share commentary on like different things happening in the market. That led to one freelance role. That led to another freelance role, and then those slowly turned into full time roles. I was then the first hire at Unstoppable Domains. Helped them, grow recently to unicorn status. So selling domains on blockchains. I also served as VP of marketing at an ETF manager here in the United States called Roundhill Investments that launches investment products on the New York Stock Exchange. So you can invest in thematic ETFs, so things like metaverse, sports betting, so on and so forth. Help them to grow to over $1 billion in AUM. And then right after that, started Acid Dash. Saw there was a huge opportunity to create a really seamless all-in-one experience for investors, starting with tracking. But the goal was always to build products and services on top of that to basically become your all-in-one investment hub. Our key product on top of that is our rewards functionality, where tens of thousands of members on our platform have claimed and have taken advantage of these rewards and deals. So these are things like discounts at places like Ledger or NFL Shop, free prints to get your favorite NFT on a metal canvas for your home. That's been a very popular one. And we've basically built, an end-to-end reward infrastructure to return as much value as possible back to our members. So, if you're new to Acid Dash, I always recommend just go to our Twitter and scroll through. You'll see the genuine, passion from our community. And I think a big part of that is because our focus as a team every day is what can we do to return as much value to our members as possible. And a lot of that value is in this seamless portfolio tracking experience, these amazing rewards, and these exclusive deals that we bring to all of our members. And we're about to take it up a notch with this Vanta release. So happy to dive into all these topics.
Yeah, I love this because if there can be one, well, there's a few criticisms of crypto, but I believe that one is just we've failed to really, generally get e-commerce adoption. The main commerce in crypto is NFTs, which is like always going to be a niche compared to actually, buying real products, which I think is kind of the dream of crypto in general. It was the dream of Bitcoin originally to be peer-to-peer cash, and I think it's the ambition of, for example, Solana Pay is to be adopted as a general commerce, a method of doing commerce. So it's really cool to hear, a project which is, by the sounds of it, like increasing that engagement in crypto with actual real products and providing offers. Um, I'm sure we can go into the rewards a bit more in detail shortly, but I'd love to first hear, and I know that you're also pretty excited about Asset Dash Vanta. So can you, give the listeners an idea of what Vanta is?
Yeah, totally. So Vanta is the top tier premium membership of the entire Acid Dash experience. So Acid Dash today is a tiered based system. We have platinum, gold, silver, bronze. Your tier determines how much rewards you get, what access to deals you get, the types of giveaways you have access to, so on and so forth. Vanta is the pinnacle of that entire experience, right? So Vanta holders will be capped at 10,000. They'll be at the top of the Acid Dash ecosystem, and our main focus is to return value back to Vanta holders. On the reward side, real quick, reason why we've been able to excel in that regard is we have become a premier platform for brands to engage with crypto natives. And what we do, which is a very Web3 approach, is we basically go to brands and say, look, if you want to engage with our community, you need to offer them a deal. You need to offer them a reward. And we built out the technology that allows any of these brands to plug and play these deals and rewards in a few clicks. So whether it's them creating an Acid Dash Learn course or them, deploying early access to their application. So for example, Phantom did that with us, early access to their beta uh, wallet. They distributed codes through Acid Dash. Backpack did the same thing. Whether it's an e-commerce company that wants to get their product in front of crypto natives, so on and so forth, we basically built the rails that make it really easy for these brands to do that. And in turn, what we then do is return that value back to our members in the forms of deals, rewards, so on and so forth. So Vanta is going to be the upper echelon of that entire experience. So as a team, the way we envision it is, what if Netflix or American Express, like these great consumer brands, what if they were created today and they were able to launch a limited supply NFT for their earliest supporters? And that's really the idea that we want to exemplify with Vanta. And we're super excited about it, and the community is super excited. And, we really want to push this as far as we can. Um, I'll pause there, see if you have any questions, and then I can kind of go into like specific features that are coming out around Vanta that actually don't exist in Acid Dash today, but will be coming out in June.
Yeah. So it's interesting that you mentioned American Express because to me, that's immediately what I think of. I think of, the rewards programs that credit cards have. And it's interesting to consider like how would that look if you were, as you said, building that from a crypto native perspective. So I'm keen to hear more on that. But one other question I have is with regard to uh, the the tiered system. Is it like how do you guys think about you know breaking up those rewards? Like how I guess like how because you want to make the product as juicy as possible, right? And to get as many more people involved. And when you have that limited number with the Vanta, like how do you think about that sort of getting the numbers right there?
Yeah, great question. So the existing tiers on Acid Dash are not going anywhere. They're going to be additive to the entire experience. So the format in June, the way it's going to look is everything will be based on what we're calling a rewards multiplier, right? So the combination of these different tiers that you have, and you can have multiple. So, the best Acid Dash member will have a Vanta, probably multiple Vantas alongside gold cards, platinum cards, silver cards, and bronze cards, right? And you get these cards for doing different things. Some of them are based on your portfolio. Some of them are based on being designated a power user from our partner platform. So that's like Magic Eden or Sharky. Some of them are based on which assets you hold. And the American Express analogy is very spot on. We're very influenced by what they do in terms of unlocking value for their members. They unlock value for their members based on your spending. We unlock value for our members based on your investments, but very similar concept. So for us, all so I would say in terms of how we structure it out by tiers, the top tiers get access to the best deals first, and it's kind of like a first come first serve basis. But we've been
Mm.
fortunate enough to partner with so many great brands that we have incredible deals like cashback on Ledger, for example, or cashback at NFL Shop, or cashback at GameStop. Those deals, for example, are eligible for all of our members. Right? We just did a deal recently where you can get a free print of your NFT on a T-shirt. That was eligible for all of our members. The big evolution now, and what we're really excited about, and this is actually the first time I'm talking about it, so I'm curious to hear your thoughts, is in June, and this is in the Vanta white paper, which will be coming out probably at the same time as this recording's released. We're launching something called the Acid Dash Marketplace. And that marketplace is going to be where our members can use a new reward feature called Acid Dash Coins to directly buy things. So you'll be able to use Acid Dash Coins to buy things like Amazon gift cards. You'll be able to use Acid Dash Coins to buy NFTs. Like, for example, the marketplace already has Mad Lads, SMBs, and EGOTs in the marketplace. One of the big perks of Vanta is it's going to be the greatest boost to your rewards multiplier. So if two members in the app do the exact same thing, the member who owns Vanta will get more coins and more tickets to our weekly giveaway when they do that action. But what's interesting is we've already had that entire framework built out for tickets, but tickets are not permanent, right? Because if you don't win the giveaway that week, then those tickets expire. Coins are permanent. So members will be able to accumulate these coins and use them in the marketplace, which at launch, we already have over 1,000 products committed, from NFTs all the way to gift cards. So what's great is I really do see this as a giant culmination of like all the hard, work we've done as a team over the past year, where this rewards infrastructure is now taking a huge step up. where it's not just deals, it's not just discounts, it's not just cash back. It's actually products that you love that you can then use your Acid Dash points to buy.
So many questions pop up with what you've just said. So I guess first one is I'm curious. There's a lot of discussion around BD from L1s towards Web 2 companies, and as someone who is maybe negotiating or like bringing on deals from a variety of companies, including Web 3 and Web 2. Like, I'm just curious to get your sort of high level take. Like, what's the experience like, and how does it differ between those two different types of companies?
Yeah, totally. So there's general interest. I think the interest is only going to grow. So I always say, every week that goes by, interest is going to get higher because more people are going to be interested in crypto, right? And more people are going to be interested in getting in front of people in crypto. And I think where Astash is very well positioned is we kind of sit in the middle where we can, leverage the relationships that we're building and the fact that we have, this viral consumer product and get these brands to and then turn value back to our end members, right? So the way we see it is instead of some brand paying for a Twitter ad where the end user gets nothing out of the Twitter ad besides seeing it and the brand just gives money to Twitter, we have this new framework where actually you want to get in front of one of our members, give them something of value, give them a free NFT, give them a deal, give them early access. So the end member is actually benefiting every step of the way. There is more interest now from Web3 companies, which I think is pretty obvious. But we're starting to see interest from Web2 companies as well, and I think that's only going to grow.
Yeah, nice. And one last question: Are you guys on Solana only, or is it across different chains?
We do all of Web3, most of the major Web3
Yeah.
platforms. So that's everything from Coinbase to Binance to DeFi across 10 different blockchains, Solana, NFTs on Ethereum, Solana, Arbitrum, Optimism, Polygon. And then we also do traditional finance. So we support 150 platforms on the TradFi side. So everything from, places like Robinhood, TD Ameritrade, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, so on and so forth. So one of the big value props for us is we're that all in one stop for all of your investments, right? So we have members who are just on the TradFi side, but we do tend to skew more crypto heavy.
And our listeners are, majority would be in sort of Anglo-Saxon countries, but it's a global amount of listeners. Um, do the offers extend beyond the US, or is it mostly US focused?
The offers extend beyond the US. So I would say we do have a subset of offers that are exclusive to the US, but that's a very small percentage. For example, like our free metal print deal that we're running now that everyone loves, the group that we're partnered with and our relationship with them allows for international shipping. So we always try to push for a global approach on all of our deals. And what's exciting is with this marketplace that we're launching, majority of the items in that marketplace are going to be NFTs. So things like PFPs, things like utility NFTs, things like gaming NFTs. And what's great about those is they span everywhere, right? So, part of this process is I'm extremely bullish on crypto. I've been investing in crypto for the past 7 years. But when you go through these experiences and you realize like in a snap of a finger, you can send one of these gaming assets, across borders, you get even more bullish in the general direction that we're going.
Yeah, like a global state machine. It's a
Yeah.
very exciting concept, and once it clicks for users, I mean, the amount of red tape that you're removing is pretty phenomenal. So let's dive in a bit more into the reward element. I'm curious, as someone who is in the like trailblazing position, I assume like testing new features in terms of how we can offer crypto rewards. There's always a question with me with crypto where it's like, where are we, speed running the past, and where are we like building new functionality that's actually not possible in crypto at all? So, with regard to rewards, is there some unlocks that you have noticed that are sort of crypto specific with rewards?
Yeah. So one framework is the way we do a lot of our cashback deals. We handle all the cash back, and the cashback is in crypto. So we can basically take off the heavy lift on a brand that's not comfortable dealing with crypto, having to deal with crypto. Another example of this is we built like a Shopify plugin that makes it easy for any brand on Shopify to deploy a deal directly into our application without needing to deal with verifying wallets or or taking crypto payments or anything. If you want to get in front of a crypto member base, you can do that as long as you're offering a deal to our members. So we're always trying to, put a focus there as to, what can we do to make it easier for brands to, deploy these great deals for our audience. And a lot of that ends up being with us building out rails to make it easy for them.
And you mentioned the Asset Dash token. Is that because I know some games have a dual token system? Do you guys see the Asset Dash token as like also? Is it purely kind of a reward token? Is it also like a governance token? Can you unpack the Asset Dash token in a bit more detail?
Yeah, so Dash coins will be an entirely in-app currency, so they won't be on chain.
Uh-huh.
And that currency will be able to be used to buy things from this marketplace that we're launching. So you'll directly be able to convert those coins into NFTs, gaming items, gift cards, so on and so forth. So essentially what we're doing is we're putting our entire rewards infrastructure that has already powered, 50, 60,000 claimed deals from our members. We're putting that into overdrive and just launching a full blown marketplace, right? So, and the currency in that marketplace is going to be coins. So what's great about this is the best members on Dash, the members who are accomplishing the most in the app, checking in, um, investing, so on and so forth. Those members, they're going to be able to leverage the coins, and if they have Vanta, they'll have more coins, and then use those coins to buy things with real tangible value.
Got you. Is there an idea in like sort of a longer term to have it be on chain, or you, for whatever reason, you prefer to have it off chain?
Definitely something that we're always looking into. Being a U.S. company is something that we tend to proceed with caution
Yeah, for
in
sure.
that regard, but it's something that we're always looking into. I think what's cool about it is the in-app Dash coin currency to begin with. What's really interesting is our members are very aware of the value that we've been able to provide through our deals and rewards infrastructure so far. What's cool about the coins is those that value now ties back to real tangible products that you can use those coins on, right? And we're really excited to push this as far as we can. And I think it's going to basically be a building block for a lot of other cool things that we could do inside the app, where those coins are able to unlock things for you, whether it's tangible items, new features, things like that.
And one question that people have to always ask in the wake of like Luna and FTX and stuff like that is, like what is the business model? How are those coins sustainable?
Yeah, so there's no price on the coins. So just to be clear, like these are not trading on an exchange. These are not on a DEX. This is an in-app currency, just like Fortnite V-Bucks, right? So think of any
Hmm.
game that has a currency inside. The difference is with ours, that currency can be used to buy things like Mad Lads, SMBs, gaming items. We partner with a ton of different gaming companies, gift cards from 50 different merchants. So Amazon, Uber Eats, DoorDash, so on and so forth, right? So you'll be able to use those coins in our in-app game to buy things of real life tangible value for those end members, right? So if you want to convert, 1,000 coins into a $20 Uber Eats gift card, you'll be able to do that. If you want to use 50,000 coins and convert that into a Mad Lad, you'll be able to do that, right? Um, as far as our business model and how we're able to provide that, it alludes to like our earlier statement, right? And we can actually talk about the American Express example. How does American Express, leverage all of these great discounts and benefits at all of these, 5-star resorts, right? A big reason why is they've been able to build fantastic relationships, build up their member base, and convince those end merchants why they should offer their members a deal, right? Because that member is valuable for X, Y, and Z. We do the exact same thing. What's interesting is with the marketplace, it allows us to take it a step further where we can actually manage our own inventory, right? So a brand, for example, that wants to get in front of Acid Dash members, they have the opportunity to give us 100, 200, 300 of their NFTs, and we in turn put that into the marketplace and allow our members to use their coins to buy those NFTs.
Yeah, got you. Okay, really cool. And in terms, I know this is a lightning rod question, especially for US companies right now, but is there a concept for an Asset Dash token at some point in the future?
It's something that we always think about for sure. Right now, there's nothing on paper. If we were to do it, we have a general idea as to like how we'd want to structure it and how we'd want to distribute it, and would be very similar to how we're distributing our coins now, and retroactive and reward our best members. But no moves have been made at all, like legally or anything like that, just because there's a lot of uncertainty. And also,
Yeah.
too, I think we don't need an on-chain coin right now. I think what
Yeah.
we need is um, our in-app currency that we can use to basically supercharge this reward infrastructure that we already have built out. And then Vanta is going to be an animal of its own for our community, where our most passionate members can unlock the most rewards for having Vanta and really build a community around that NFT.
And one element that an NFT membership card, like a credit card, you could say, one additional mechanism for generating revenue, which is not available to like a Web2 or a traditional payments company, is I assume that the Vanta NFTs can be then like there's a marketplace for them, right, to be resold and royalties on them, or is that?
Yeah, so we're partnered with Magic Eden. They're going to launch a ton of incentives once the NFT is live for trading and things like that. But for Vanta, we see this as the premier Web3 rewards card, right? We want
Yeah,
ownership of that card to unlock amazing deals for you, amazing perks for you. But I think what's so exciting is that we already have that entire infrastructure. Vanta is just going to be the next evolution of that, right? So it's not like we need to go out and kind of figure out how do we do rewards, how do we do deals. We've been doing that now for about a year. What
yeah,
Vance is going to do is basically take that to another level. But what's really exciting is that it is an NFT and it is on chain, right? So our users
yeah.
can buy and sell it. Our users can stack it. New users can come into the ecosystem, fall in love with Acid Dash, and realize I need to buy Vanta because I'm using this app every day. One of the big perks of Vanta is Acid Dash does have a lot of daily active members, right? We're on mobile. The members on our app love what we're building. They check in daily. What's great about Vanta is if you're a regular Acid Dash member and you're taking part in all of our features, Vanta is just going to lock more rewards for you doing what you already do every single day. So we're super excited about it and can't wait to get this out to the market.
Yeah, it's really nice. In some ways, it echoes the Mad Lads a little bit in the sense that you guys have already done a lot of the hard work. You've built up a following, you've built up a product, and now you're sort of adding an NFT as like a cherry on the top to unlock more value. So that's really cool to hear. All right, I'd love to get your take on, as someone who's building a customer facing, like a consumer facing product. I'd love to get your take on crypto mass adoption, um, where you see us being at right now, and like what you think it's going to take to really get us to that level where basically everyone is using crypto.
Yeah, great question. So I think we're definitely far from mass adoption, just in terms of if you look at the data, like we don't have enough people in the space now, but I think we're definitely going to get there. I think things that help us get there are when brands can recreate experiences in Web 2 but unlock the functionality that Web3 provides in driving those new types of experiences, right? And that's why we go back to the American Express analogy with what we're doing with Acid Dash. I think that's a perfect example of it, right? We've seen a ton of our TradFi members on our platform start using crypto wallets because they want to get the rewards that we're offering on the crypto side of things, right? We've seen a lot of our TradFi members message us saying, "Hey, can you send me a good article about how do I get involved in DeFi?" And that's what really inspired us to build Acid Dash Learn. So we have this Learn to Earn program in our app. We've already completed, our members have completed 470,000 courses in the past 3 months on our Learn to Earn. And what really inspired us to do that is we have been onboarding a lot of people who are new to crypto as well. And we want to create this framework where it's really easy to learn and dive deep once you're inside. So I think we're on the right path as an overall community. The key is really building out these amazing consumer experiences that people fall in love with, where all the crypto stuff is kind of happening behind the scenes. And then once something does happen with crypto, as I'm sure it happened to you, happened to me, you have that aha moment, right? The first time you do an on chain swap, the first time you send a token, the first time you receive a token. And I think once that happens for someone, it really clicks. And then you realize, okay, wait, something's here. So, what can we do to actually bring more members into the overall space so they can have that first aha moment? And I think one other comment, I do think the next frontier is mobile. I think we put a high focus on mobile. Majority of our members are on our mobile app. We also launched our XNFT, which is now the third most downloaded XNFT, and slowly, hopefully, moving to number one. Um, so we want to make sure that we prioritize that because all the data shows that end consumers have better experiences on mobile app compared to other web apps, right? And I do think mobile is going to be a great way to onboard the next billion people into crypto.
Payments, gaming, trading, collectibles, it's all lends itself to mobile. Really, the only element that doesn't so much necessarily is DeFi. There's some things you probably want to use a computer for just to be more secure, but 100% agree that mobile has to be the future. If we achieve adoption, it has to be with mobile. I think we either achieve adoption with mobile or we don't achieve adoption, because if it's just on desktop, it's not going to happen.
I
So
completely.
yeah, completely aligned with you there. So last question before we jump off, for the newcomers, people who are, if you think back to when you got started in crypto, there's so many different terminologies and stuff that you have to get your head around. Whether has there been any resources that were like particularly useful for you, especially as you went from working in crypto to actually like forming a company, for
Yeah.
those new people who maybe they're at a hackathon and they want to look for some guidance or some ideas? What would you share as like some key resources to look for?
Yeah. So I would say one, crypto Twitter I think is great. I get a lot of my information and that from crypto Twitter, and it helped me, get up to speed in the space. I think educational tools like we have with Acid Ash Learn are a great way to earn rewards and learn about crypto at the same time. And I would say the most important one probably is if you have the opportunity, even if it's just a side job, try to get involved with a crypto startup that you think is interesting, even if it's just chipping in on the community side or doing some light development work, but just getting your hands dirty and working at a company or starting your own side crypto company. It doesn't matter how you get started, but I think that also speeds up the learning curve, right? Because once you're in it and you're actually taking part in it every single day, only if it's for a few hours, it really helps, I think, build the excitement and also gets you a better understanding as to how the space operates.
Completely echo that. I mean, if you are just trading on a centralized exchange, you'll be getting a rush, but it'll be a trading rush.
Yeah.
Let's say not euphemistically, it'll be a trading rush. But if you get really ingrained into the culture, the community, and you begin to build, and I mean, if you know the classic meme with the Indian guy covered in gold, like I'm in it for the tech. But genuinely, if you are in it for the tech, it is so much more exciting to be in crypto. So definitely try everything and see if you want to, if you have some ideas on how you could improve things to build them out. All right, so Matthias, we're hitting time here. Is there like where would you want to send people if they want to learn more about Asset Dash?
Totally. So acidash.com is where you can go to download our iOS, Android apps. We're also on web as well. So we're across the board, and we have a nice NFT. So that's just a general web page where you can learn more. I highly suggest following us on Twitter. We post a lot of our announcements there. So it's just at Acid Dash. And if you're interested in Banta and you want to see what all the excitement is about, by the time this comes out, the web page on the Magic Eden launch page will be out as well. So you can go to Magic Eden and check out the landing page there. With the countdown timer, the mint is on May 23rd. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And yeah, besides that, I'm on the Acid Ash direct message all day. So send a DM if you have any questions. Would love to answer anything that you're wondering, help you get onto the platform, so on and so forth. So don't hesitate to reach out.
Awesome. Then yeah, thanks so much, Matthias, for coming on, and I'm pumped to see what you guys can do in terms of bringing on more users and creating the American Express of crypto. Looking forward to that.
Amazing. Appreciate it.